16, I don't believe anymore.
God, I'm gonna struggle with this one. I'll give up on this straight away. Go on, you're gonna have to tell me.
People will be getting it at home, and he is a player who had a couple of years in Super League.
All right.
Played as a fullback or a winger or a halfback.
Go on, go for it, because it's just not sticking out in my mind. Even if you tell me the person's name, it won't immediately associate with being the youngest.
Played for Hull FC in this country, left Hull FC, went to join West Tigers.
Just say it.
Jordan Rankin.
Right, bloody hellfire, was he really?
Yep.
Christ.
After that one game, he didn't play for Colcote again, I don't think.
There's a reason he came.
Okay, and so now this is the Super League side of that fence, really. Made his debut for St Helens on the 20th of August 2004 as they lost in a derby to Wigan, 27 points to 18.
2004.
I'll give you a clue that has been an answer to previous quiz questions in SLP trivia history.
I don't recall previous trivia questions. Okay.
You got it right last week.
Did I?
You got him right last week, yeah.
He was last week, was he?
So, St Helens, 16-year-old, debuted in 2004.
I'm trying to think back to last week's answers. This is where I'm tripping myself up now. I can't remember the questions from last week. 2004. Roby?
No, but position, you're in the right ballpark.
There's another hooker.
Yeah.
For St Helens.
For St Helens in 2004.
Fucking hell. Go on, because this is going to turn into a podcast where I just sit in silence for moments. Go on.
Scott Moore.
Scotty Moore, fucking yeah, there you go. He's played for everyone, hasn't he?
Yeah. Right, these are the tough ones, which I was giving you a good view of, actually, if I didn't realise.
I was far too busy concentrating on my own shit. Go on, then.
So these are player connections, okay? And, I mean, I can give you the answers after we've done it, but I think if you don't know them, let's leave them for people to find out.
Okay.
So.
Pass.
Kevin Sinfield, and like I say, I've not fully fact-checked these, but I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that they're on the up and up. Kevin Sinfield did it in Cardiff in 2005. Gary Connolly also did it in Cardiff in 2003. Paul Deacon did it in Manchester in 2002, and Henry Paul also did it in Manchester in 1999.
There's nothing to do with kicking penalties. Was it match-winning penalties after the hooter?
No.
Okay. No. That would be my guess.
Shall we leave that one on a hook?
Hang on.
Even looking at this, I'm not sure the 2002 one's right.
So Kevin so read the question again.
I'm fact-checking it now after the fact.
Right.
I'll read the question again. Kevin Sinfield did it in Cardiff in 2005. Mm-hmm. Gary Connolly also did it in Cardiff in 2003.
Is it Challenge Cup finals? Is it... No, because then the other one's at Old Trafford, so it's not Challenge Cup finals, is it?
So then Paul Deacon did it in Manchester in 2002, and Henry Paul did it in Manchester in 1999.
No, I'm not going to be able to. You're fact checking it. My stabbing it out would have been something to do with match-winning penalty kicks. I was inclined to start thinking about Challenge Cup finals, but that's not it. It's not grand finals.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Is it to do with grand finals?
We'll talk about it. We've given enough to...
All right, go on. Let's go on to the next one.
To people.
You're fact-checking as we go along.
No,
I
it was right.
doubt the veracity of this.
No, it was right. So the next one is... Ellery Hanley...
I'm looking for what connects these four players.
What connects these players. It's not necessarily four, although it happens to be four again this time. So Ellery Hanley in 1988. Right. Gary Schofield in 1990, retrospectively. Andy Farrell in 2004. And Kevin Sinfield in 2012. What did they all achieve?
They were Golden Boot winners.
English winners of the Golden Boot Award. There you go.
Okay, cool.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, now this next one is kind of a three-parter.
Okay.
So maybe
make some notes.
Write down your answers as we go.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I've tried to make it quite easy, but the second clue in this is difficult. But what the third part might join it all together well for you. So, only one player has won the Man of Steel award whilst playing for 2 different clubs. He did this as a Bradford player in 1985 and as a Wigan player in 1987 and 1989.
Okay.
So write down your answer to that one.
Pass. Right.
Come on.
Next one.
Only one man has won the Dally M whilst playing for 2 different clubs. He did this as a Canterbury player in 1984.
Hang on. I was too busy writing my first answer down. Go on. Start again.
Only one man has won the Dally M whilst playing for 2 different clubs. He did this as a Canterbury player in 1984 and as a St George player in 1991. After that, so that's the second part. Write down your answer.
This is actual pass.
Well, you might be able to work back to it after this final thing. So after their playing careers, they both did the same thing. 10 years apart, what is this thing?
I have no idea.
So, well, think of something Ellery Hanley did.
Right. First of all, can we legitimately say that before you said that, I had already written down Ellery Hanley. Right. I am blown away. The Aussie one, I've got no idea. The only thing I can think of is... No. Is it something to do with DJing?
It's not. We'll leave it on a hook for the listeners to pick up that one and the first one about what the 4 players did in 05, 03, 02 and 99 respectively. Okay. And we'll come back to that next week.
There you go. Okay, right, that's the trivia quiz taken care of. Please do tweet us in and let us know how you got on with those. What's coming up for us this week, Mark?
Well, this week I'm going to remember to set up the Google form before I go out on Thursday night, like I failed to do last week, so sorry for any minor inconveniences for anyone there on that. Other than that, I will be at the Wigan Hull game, and unfortunately, because it's fucking Mother's Day, I love you, Mum, if you're listening.
I've already got my excuses now. I'm doing something with Mum on Saturday because I'm going out Sunday, so we're all good.
Well, because I wanted to go and watch Keighley against Toronto, Wolfpack. But I don't believe either my mum or my stepmum will be particularly interested in those trips. So I can't swing it that way. No. I don't feel so. I'll have to do some family. Flower dropping off stuff and that sort of thing. And it's Sky's birthday, of course, so I'll be seeing my little sister on her 16th birthday, making sure that she's not too loaded up on
so she'll be absolutely made up for a 30-something brother to turf up and ruin any cool that she might have accumulated.
She's not as cool as me.
She's not as cool as you. No. She's not very cool at all, if that's the case. I suspect that isn't true. What am I doing this weekend? Rugby League Friday night. Mother's Day is on Saturday for me, and day trip to York on Sunday. York Dungeons and a bit of window shopping.
Where the romance occurs.
Showing off the capital of the north of England to a very special young lady. So that's my
yes.
That's my plans for the week. How do people get in touch with Super League Pod and tell us what they think?
Oh, you got any recommendations first?
Oh, recommendations. Yes, I have a recommendation, Mark. Do you have one?
No, I can fall back onto an old classic.
Fall back onto an old classic then. Okay, well, listen, I feel like we're falling back onto a bit of an old classic with mine, to be honest, because we've touched on cover bands for the last few weeks, and I quite accidentally stumbled upon a collaborative called Sleeping at Last, and they do very nice kind of atmospheric, chilled out versions of songs on their album, whose name escapes me momentarily, but I will vamp for a second and tell you exactly what the album was called. But the one that drew me to them was it's just called Covers Volume 1 by Sleeping at Last. What drew me to them was a cover version of Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic by The Police. I just had just a random playlist going on my Google Play, just like a chill out one, and that came on, and I was like, oh, who are these? And that's how I got into it. I ended up downloading the albums. They've got albums of original materials as well. And it's just very relaxing, soothing music, and the guy's got a beautiful voice. So I recommend Sleeping at Last.
I went to see The Police about 8 or 9 years ago now.
Unpaid fines, like me. Is that why you had to go see him?
No, the band, when they were touring back then. Cass had originally bought the tickets, but then he was on holiday when the gig had to be rearranged for because Sting cancelled and we had laryngitis or something.
Right.
So I bought the tickets when I was with a girl, and then we went to the show together when we'd broken up not long before. So it was both a magical and awful night all at the same time. But watching Stuart Copeland do what he does with percussions in person was just
phenomenal.
Yeah, outstanding. It was really good.
There you go. Okay. What's your old favourite then? What are you recommending for us?
Well, I was going to suggest to any of our Android users out there who listen to the show, get yourself on with the Leaguecast app, because as well as picking up our podcast through there, you get to listen to all of our friends from the podcasting world and more beyond our friends. So you've got, This Week in League, catch our little bit of mirth that we throw into that show every week. You can listen to our friends Devil in the Detail, the Salford guys. They'll be excited this week, I'm sure, so that'll be a good listen. The League One show, get around that's new this year, but it's a very professionally put together piece of work compared to what we do. And
League Culture, are they on there?
Yes, of course, because it's Stuart from League Culture who created the app. Obviously we're midway through the month now, so Stuart's not had a new episode out for a few weeks. He'll be bringing up his new one on the 1st of April.
There you go. So that's
making no April Fool out of you, though. I'm sure it'll be interesting and enlightening as ever. But yeah,
it is. It's
and there's a new Toronto Wolfpack podcast, isn't there?
Is there?
Yeah.
I didn't even know about that.
I've not checked it out yet. You can get the BBC one on there, where apparently JJB has a slide at you, Tom.
He doesn't have a sly dig at me. He just mentions John Joyner. That's not.
I was listening to that one on the way home from here.
And as I said before, when it was pointed out, how do you even know that that's what he's saying? Half the time, JJB, the majority of the way you understand JJB is by looking at his face and trying to work out if he's angry or not. And then it's like, does he want food or water, or does he need a wee? Podcasting is not that boy's medium.
Fair enough.
I would say. Okay.
But there you go, yeah. So, getting in touch with us. Do you want to wrap that shit up?
I'd love to tell you how. Yeah, well, if you're on Twitter, you can give us a follow at Super League Pod. Then what you're going to do is to nip onto Facebook and go to facebook.com/Super League Pod and give us a like and share the shite out of us on there. If you want to get in touch with us in something slightly longer form and tell us about yourself and how you came across the podcast, or more broadly about your thoughts on a certain topic in rugby league, then you can email us at superleaguepod@gmail.com, and keep an eye out for us putting the Google form up for match reviews as well.
Yeah, a few people snuck a few tweets in that I allowed because they happened whilst I was on Twitter, so I put them on the Google form for them myself. But guys, just click the link and throw it up. It's dead quick and easy, and you'll find you get more characters than you get on a tweet.
Yes.
So get yourselves involved.
There you go. Okay, so thank you ever so much.
Oh, we should be looking forward to find out who
There's no week goes by where you don't cut off on like fucking segues, is there? This is all I'm here for. Bookending the bloody show.
I do it. It's a bit in it now. Is that not what we call these kind of things in the podcast?
I'll let you off. You've not mentioned your golden shower or whatever this week, so I'll let you off.
No, but it'll be interesting to find out who Bernard's dunce of the week will be if he gets round to that in time.
Yes, absolutely. There you go. Okay. So, you know how to get in touch.
But it's more encouragement for him to fucking sack off football and watch rugby league live.
Will you end the show, please?
No.
No, I'm on strike now.
No, shut up.
No, go on. You do it. If it's that easy that you can just interrupt my flow, you do it. Go on, let's hear it. Let's see what you've got then.
That brings to the end of the 134th episode of the Super League Pod, your podcast brought to you by Mark and Tom. See you next week, kids.
Fuck yourself.